Welcome to the channel. The plan for this trip is drive up to the top of Mount Princeton. The trail is rated as moderate. There isn't any obstacles or anything like that. It's just the fact that it is narrow, one vehicle wide most of the way with only a few places to pass with steep drop-offs. I'm actually going to drive about halfway up the trail. There should be some parking there. I'm going to set up a campsite because tomorrow I'm going to hike up there. After I get my campsite together, then I'm going to drive up to the top so you can see what the trail is like. Buena Vista is a beautiful area. I'm just right outside of town, and from the top you're supposed to have a great view of the town and the valley. I'm looking forward to it. I'll go ahead and get started. I didn't air down or disconnect the sway bars. This road shouldn't be too bad. My first vehicle coming down, thankfully I'm at the very beginning of the trail. Hopefully there's not going to be too many more people coming down, because you don't know when you're going to meet them. If you meet them at a bad spot, it can get treacherous. Someone's going to have to potentially back up, and sometimes people do weird stuff. So I'm not looking forward to potentially meet some other people coming the other way. Most of the time it just so happened to run into people at the point where there's a good point to pass. It's only been a few times where it got dicey. The one that really got me worried about it and kind of semi-traumatized me was up in Ouray doing Imogene Pass. If anybody's ever been to Ouray, it is extremely popular. That road is really narrow with drop-offs, and there's tour trucks, there's experienced Jeepers, there's tourists who are just renting Jeeps down in the town and going up there. So it's just a lot of people with a lot of different skill levels, and you just don't know what they're gonna do. So when we were up there, it was like a traffic jam, and there's a car coming down the other way. There was a truck in front of us, and if it would have pulled up a little bit more, so like a good pull up, everyone, including me and everybody behind us, could have gotten up there, could have gotten to a place that was good for someone to pass, but they weren't moving. The people were coming, and the truck that was coming down was basically driving on the side of the mountain, and it was tilted towards us, and there's maybe, I don't know, an inch between us and them. But I was like, man, after that I was like, oh, and that's a situation where things could have gotten bad. Another reason I don't like these types of trails, it makes it hard to get like really cool video because the road is so narrow. There's not really a safe place to kind of pull off and mess with the camera and all the other kind of stuff. But so far, so good as far as the trail goes. There's definitely kind of some ruts from like the water and everything like that, but nothing too crazy at all. A stock vehicle could definitely do this. As a matter of fact, that first vehicle that I saw coming down, I think it was like a Honda CR-V or something. So definitely not difficult. I'm about to drive past the guy I saw hiking on the road and passing me up, and he is hardcore. A lot of respect for someone who can do that. And the views here are amazing. I'm about to see look, that's the top of what I think is probably Princeton. Okay, oh, we have a section here where this is some pretty big like ruts here. That section right there would give a vehicle with low clearance some problems. Right before I started down the trail, a guy in a Toyota Tundra stopped me and asked if you could drive up it or if you had to walk. I told him you can drive all the way up to the top, and he headed up. And I'm starting to catch up to him here, so I'm gonna try to give him some space. I don't want to pressure anybody. I was a little concerned about taking this trip because my Gladiator has been doing some weird things, which I guess after owning it for the last 5 years or so, I've got relatively used to. This time what it's doing is that I will push the start button and it completely cuts off and dies. And so I was searching all over, Googling, checking the battery. The battery's fine. Try to jump start it. That didn't do anything. So I started to, like, disconnect the battery, plug it back in. The negative cable, that didn't do anything. And then I started messing around with the positive cable, and that's when it would kick in. and I haven't taken it to the mechanic or the dealer, because with any kind of electrical thing, I know it's gonna happen. I'll drop it off there, they'll have it for 3 or 4 days, say, well, we couldn't replicate it, we don't know what to do, and then charge me 200 something bucks. I was like, man, I need to kind of try to self-diagnose it here. So I thought maybe something that I have connected to the battery is shorting it out or overloading it or something along those lines. So I've been disconnecting one thing at a time to see if it affects it. Hopefully, if it does die, it won't be in a very hard to reach area. The joys of a Jeep. I think I'm getting close to the communication tower and where the camping is. I think it should be just around this bend here. And so far this has been a quick trail, since there's no obstacles or isn't all super rocky. As long as you just kind of keep a nice little pace, you can move through it at a pretty good pace. Oh yeah, I'm up by the camping area. There's a couple of vehicles on the road here, so hopefully I'll be able to find a spot. Let's see, we can find something here. Looks like there's a spot here. Man, I don't know if this is a good spot. I'm gonna pull up here and do some scouting, I guess. I walked up a little bit and I don't see a ton of other campsites. So I might just have to make this one here my spot for the night, and we'll see how it goes. I talked to a woman that was coming down the trail, and she says there's another section that has campsites a little further up, so I am gonna go ahead and head up there, and she says there's plenty of places to turn around to, so I'm glad there's more options. I'm really happy I ran into that woman walking down the road, and she says there is more spots further up the road. This is much better than where I was planning on just making do. This spot, you can fit a few vehicles, 2 or 3, and it looks like there is spots to put 3 or maybe even 4 tents, 3 fire pits in a relatively nice area. I think I am going to set up camp right here, and look over here we have a fire pit, place to sit down. I'm going to get the tent set up, and that way I can save my spot. And then I'm going to go ahead and drive up to the end of the trail and do a little recon before tomorrow's hike all the way up to the summit. I got camp all set up, so I'm ready to drive up to the end of the trail. And I think from this point it's only a couple of miles, so it shouldn't take me long to get up there. So far I've seen 4, I think, potential campsites. There's one right by the communication tower, but that spot wasn't good. It was steep and at a weird angle. So if you have to use one, you know, it's better than nothing. Then there's a spot that I found a little bit further up the road, and about 30 feet maybe from my spot is another one that could fit a vehicle or 2. And then maybe 200-300 feet more down the road, I saw one more spot. It looks like it could fit a few vehicles. So I'm not sure if there's going to be any more past this point. The trail is starting to get rockier. Still nothing horrible, but definitely rougher than the first 2.5-3 miles. The trail is starting to get steeper. I'm still in 4 high. I'm not having any problems. The road is narrow. I definitely wouldn't want to see anybody coming down. But at least at this point, the entire trail, you're essentially blocked by trees. So if you don't want to see how far it is down, you don't have to. Okay, now I'm at a switchback here. And it's got some rocks. And the Gladiator doesn't have the best turning radius, but I think if I just get up here, and then there's a spot where we can back up. So it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, not bad. I just passed what I believe is the last switchback, and I went ahead and put it into 4 low since the trail is getting rougher. There's some loose rocks and sand, so if you haven't used it right, thank you. I just saw somebody come down off the mountain, and that must be the point where the trail to the top of Mount Princeton diverts off of the road. Oh, I think it's that guy that I saw coming up. How far did you make it up?
To the ridge.
Ah, okay.
I was like, if I keep going, I'm gonna be back by like 7.
Yeah.
Smart. Smart.
Yeah, good idea to turn around. No reason to risk it.
Yeah, I'll come back tomorrow, maybe I do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. That's the guy that was parking in his Tundra when I got up there and found the campsite. He made it to the ridge and decided to turn around, which is probably a good idea. Matter of fact, when I was setting up camp, a hiker was on his way down. He's like, oh, I saw a guy who just started to head up. I can't believe he's trying to do it this late. He didn't seem like he had a ton of gear. So it looks like the guy realized that, you know, this is a little too late in the day and better just start off in the morning. Now this is the part of the road where you're exposed, because there's no trees or anything like that to obscure your view or potentially stop you from falling. I'm almost to the top, and from my peripheral vision I can tell the views are amazing from up here. I'm going to wait until I am parked to enjoy them. Oh jeez, what's going on here? I don't know what that's all about. It feels like it popped out of gear there. Okay. Okay. Not the place you want that to happen, but okay. Looks like it's back in gear. I made it to the top. The views up here do not disappoint. I'll be somewhere up there tomorrow. Sure does look intimidating from down here, but they always do. The views up here are amazing. I definitely think it's worth coming up here. I say that because I didn't run into anybody coming down the other way. If that would have happened, maybe I'd have a not so good opinion of the trail, but I made it and it was a cool trail. I agree with the rating as moderate. It definitely got rockier and bumpier after the communication tower, so I put it in a 4 low, and there are some points where you're rocking and rolling and you're like, oh, I don't want to be moving so much when I'm at the edge of this road and there's a steep drop off, but I just look straight ahead and it's not too bad. This is a nice half day trail. Come up in the morning, knock it out, have lunch down in Buena Vista. So yeah, I like it. And of course, you just can't beat these views. Okay, well, I was coming down. Some people are coming up, so I'm having to back up this thing. Why are people coming up so late?
That's it. Straight up. I should be able to get 5. Thank you.
Well, I did not enjoy having to do that, but the guy was really nice. He got out and kind of guided me back, so I was able to get to a good spot without any issues.